Hello friend, this is Pravesh and I welcome to all of you on my channel Global Studies Aspirant, and today we're gonna talk about Mikhail Bakhtin and his dialogism, and it's a part of Russian formalism, and this is a further part of contemporary cultural theory, and this topic is very essential, very important friends if you are preparing for UGC NET examinations. Okay, let's get into the first one slide over here, and this is the first one slide, and I will let you know the first of all the introduction. Here the introduction friends. The Russian thinker Mikhail Bakhtin was a Russian thinker whose works appeared in English decades after he wrote them in the 1920s, okay, here, and 1930s. This is the time period. Proposed dialogue as the intrinsic feature of language. He showed the definite kind of features of language. While Bakhtin never used the term dialogism, he never used this term dialogism, but it has been associated with his works, fine, and is the most recognizable concept from his oeuvre. Over means his literary works, fine. Further, in order to understand his work on the novel, you can understand all his work, friends, by using his novels. Okay, it is important to look his notions of dialogue. It's very important to look the notions of his dialogues. There are a few key terms, most probably very famous terms that was given by Bakhtin, that is called as namely dialogue, heteroglacia, chronotoph and carnival, and these terms are very important friends as per your examination perspective. All right, so you can remind, you can take screenshot, fine, and let's talk about the first one, that is the dialogue. Here's the dialogue. Let's see, go through the paragraph. It is a concept that gestures, okay friends, this is gestures at the mutual difference. First of all, let's suppose you are talking to someone in conversations when they ask to pay attention to relations in language. Okay, in it's a part of language, special use of word, any special kind of words that is used in the form of dialogue. That means the complete focus was almost entirely on utterance. It's a special kind of utterance you can call the dialogue in midwin of the language or communications, fine. Utterance takes place between speakers, fine, and who are located in a social context, as per the social context, social communication, right? Speakers have to be assumed that their values are shared by others. Speakers has to be assumed, has to be considered that others, the values are shared in between the others, right, among the others. And the central feature, dialogue is the central feature of all the speech, fine. Further, Bakhtin underscored the novel as a form that explicitly foregrounds this dialogic aspect of speech and everyday communication. As I told you earlier, friends, it's everyday kind of communication. Let's talk about the next one term that is very famous, heteroglossia. Okay, here the next one slide is heteroglossia. And what do you mean by heteroglossia, friends? It is the simultaneity of many levels, dialogue and language. Actually there are a lot of voices, like subject about to make an utterance can pick one response out of the mass. Suppose if you take an example of novel, there are different kind of language, you will find there kind of voices, right? And every kind of person or individual try to represent their own opinions, right? And that is called as heterogeneity, sheer heterogeneity. The other's voice is given as much importance as the self, and we generally give the equal importance to everybody's voice, right? In the case of novel, Bakhtin example, you can take an example of Dostoevsky's novel. There are many voices in that kind of novels, friends, and equal importance was given to all this, right? Like the different kind of struggle, carnival, and subversion. Okay, you can understand very well. All right, working class discourses, women's language, the language of the ethnic minorities, and all are represented alongside that of the dominant one. Okay, everyone wants their presence, all right, as per the dominant, even if those other voices do not overthrow the dominant one. There is a suitable balance in every kind of language, voice, and their opinions, all right. So this kind of opinions, this kind of suggestion and definitions called heteroglossia. This term is heteroglossia, very important. Let's talk about the next one, right? Here is the next one slide over here, friends, that is the chronotoph. Let's talk about chronotoph further. Bakhtin further proposed that a novel renders in an artistic way to interconnectedness of spatial and temporal relationship. What does it mean? What is mean by chronotop? Actually, in simple words, friends, when we interconnected, when we show connectedness between place and time. Okay, suppose we are writing some novels, plays, and we are not focusing on the spatial connectedness between plot, sorry, between time and place. That is not called chronotop. Chronotop means simply this interconnected aspect where connectedness is occurred, right? Chronotop are recurring structural features of the narrative. Suppose we are talking about ancient time, or we are talking about a spatial time that is has a spatial features or other aspects, so we have to care about these incidents, those events and those particular features whenever we are gonna to describe or narrative that particular subject in our novels. Okay, so these, so basically it shows the connection between time and place. All right, I hope you must be getting right. Let's talk about the next one and the last one, terms given by Mikhail Bakhtin. He was a great Russian thinker, psychologist, right? Let's talk about here. And the last one is carnival. Carnival is very simple, friends. Suppose you are going to any specific place, like for example where power was subverted. What does it mean? In order to, so he outlined a concept of the carnival while reading of the works of Rebellions. Actually, Bakhtin further he read about a novel, read novel, rebellious name was there, and the carnival was laughter. Suppose whenever you are showing your bodily gestures, bodily attributes, okay, whatever you are, suppose you are giving some specific attributes or features what you do not have in reality. Suppose you are making parody of someone, or you are making laughter, like some awkward kind of uh, features or expressions you are showing, that's it may be ugly, it may be grotesque, and or you are trying to making the things very low, right? So that kind of process or procedure is generally called carnival, right? The laughter is not sanctioned by the government or the institution, right? It resists such control, and they actually there is no control, no rules regulation as per the, suppose we can mimic anybody, we can make humorous by using any kind of topics that may be social, or that may be another point of view, another related whatever the subject, that if you are some specific features, if you add some specific features so that the concerned topic is showing very entertaining, very interesting, okay, so that is called as carnival, right? So that's all I think you must be getting, friends, and these all are these some famous terms given by Mikhail Bakhtin, a great Russian thinker and psychologist. Fine, and so he was a linguistic as well. All right, so I hope you must be getting, friends, and if you really like this video, then please do not forget to like our channel and share our channel in among your friends. And this is the time to say goodbye. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. I will meet you again with the next one, next video. Till then, goodbye.